with another video. We saw us last week. Now, 49ers, a great win against the Miami Dolphins, a huge win, 33-17. We're going to be here breaking down the film. I've got it all with you. Stay tuned right after this.
Let's go get him. Let's go get him today, man. Let's go. Hey, dominate on three. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
What's going on, everybody? Once again, thank you guys all for tuning in to this video. We're back with the film reviews, the weekly film reviews. I got a chance to watch the film late last night, early today, so I'm ready to break down the film with you guys, take you guys through the first experience, really, of Brock Purdy and seeing how he played offensively, as well as how the offense gelled after the Jimmy Garoppolo injury. So I'm going to be breaking down the offensive film for you guys today and answering a couple of your questions. But before I start with the film, I have to address one topic, and that is the recent topic. Baker Mayfield just got claimed by the Los Angeles Rams. For those of you that don't know how the claim process goes, once a player is released after the trade deadline, they are subject to waivers. Baker Mayfield was reportedly asked for his release, subject to waivers, was on waivers, and 1 p.m. was the deadline today. The Rams were fourth, I believe, in the waiver order. They placed a claim. He is now going to be a Los Angeles Ram for the remainder of the year, and he could potentially be in line to start over Bryce Perkins as Matthew Stafford is on IR. Now, for the 49ers, let's talk real quick. This means that they are going to roll with Brock Purdy, and they are going to roll with Josh Johnson. So, for those of you that were like, did the 49ers have a chance? It was unlikely. I spoke last week, not last week. I spoke earlier this week on the chances that Baker Mayfield could become a 49er. They were slim. Regardless of whether the 49ers wanted him or not, they were slim because a player has to go on waivers, especially a player of Mayfield's stature with the amount of years of service that he has in the league. And it was a pretty cheap contract for a player who at his peak is a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. Now, hasn't been great recently, but only due $1.43 million for this season. And now he's going to be a part of the Los Angeles Rams. So that's a part of that. The 49ers don't play the Rams, so they won't see Mayfield again, but he's there. 49ers now have their quarterback room. You've seen the surge of advocacy for Brock Purdy. Brandon Ayuk obviously came out yesterday and said, we rock with Brock. Kyle Shanahan said, I'd be surprised if we made a move of that caliber to claim Baker Mayfield, although he respected Mayfield's game and said anything was possible. So there was still an uncertainty. It was likely Mayfield would only be the backup. And also, if Mayfield was claimed, very unlikely that he plays this week because the 49ers, he isn't a member. He doesn't obviously have the playbook. Would likely rather implement him into the game plan next week, have Josh Johnson as the backup this week. And one other factor that is a little understated, the 49ers would then carry 3 quarterbacks, would have to cut a player from another position. And it's not only just the 3 quarterbacks and cutting another player, it essentially means they lose 1 spot for the next 3 weeks. And at times, depth has been an issue this year for the 49ers. So that was the negative. Obviously, I was an advocate for it. If Josh Johnson's your backup and the 49ers doing that, I would see why not make a claim for Baker Mayfield, given that he has played in a similar system and has seen success before in a similar system in Cleveland. Overall, though, Baker Mayfield talk, that's for another time. He's not a 49er, irrelevant now. 49ers rolling with Brock Purdy, and it seems like Josh Johnson as their 2 starters or 2 quarterbacks on the active roster for the remainder of 2022. Now, let's get into this 49ers Dolphins game. That's the big talk because Brock Purdy really got his first chance and showcased talents, did enough to where there's a good amount of confidence behind Brock Purdy now in the building. You've heard the remarks from Shanahan. You've now heard the remarks from players like Brandon Ayuk. And so let's dive into this film. I'm going to dive straight into it. Let's dive into this film. Obviously, drive number one did involve Jimmy Garoppolo. He went down, I believe, on the last play of drive number one. But let's get into it. Let's see what was going on in the film and really what led to the injury. Not only that, but also what led to this victory. Dolphins got the ball. Remember the one play, 75-yard or 75 or 80-yard touchdown to Trent Sherfield on the slant. But starting off offensively for the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo obviously out there. You're going to start here. One thing actually real quick, before we do start, I do want to show one thing that is going to be pretty consistent throughout the game. Look how much the Dolphins are stacking the line. So you've got linebacker Jerome Baker here setting the edge. You've got, I think this is, I forget, this is, I think, Bradley Chubb, number 2 here. And then you've got 4 defensive linemen here. So you've got 8 guys right now in the box with 2 linebackers here, a linebacker here. They're in their base package, and they're aggressive. The Dolphins were very aggressive against the run this week. That's that's why the run game didn't see as much success. Also, not one of the best days in terms of run blocking for the 49ers offensive line. Pass protection was better, but not one of the best days for run blocking. The statistics showed that McCaffrey carried for only 3.9 yards, but Jordan Mason did have a good day. Nonetheless, let's start it off. First play of the game, it's a handoff to McCaffrey, and while we might not be as happy necessarily with these 3-yard gains, with these 4-yard gains, I was content when there isn't necessarily that big hole because of the aggressiveness. When you can move the chains little by little, getting these 3-4 yard gains on every single run, I think that that's a benefit. McCaffrey here just goes straight in, cuts it back, goes straight into the gut, gets a couple of yards. 3 yards there, you start with the 2nd and 7. Now, Dolphins remaining aggressive. You see at the line of scrimmage, you've got Bradley Chubb here. You've got your 4 linemen, and then you've got the second the linebacker here, I believe, in Jerome Baker. That's another 6-man front to combat what the 49ers have here, meaning 49ers got to go with the obvious passing down. Interesting play call, going with 4 pretty much routes towards outside the numbers in this situation. I'm pleased here with what Jimmy Garoppolo did. You're going to see the progression here from Jimmy Garoppolo overall. I'm pretty pleased with what Jimmy Garoppolo does here. He's going to scan the field. He's going to first look out here. Then he's going to look at George Kittle, sees that the linebacker who was initially going to rush forward drops back into coverage, understands that Kittle is covered. Then he's going to go to the left side of the field, sees the coverage here on Kyle Juszczyk, and then hits Brandon Ayuk, who unfortunately drops the football. Dropped by Brandon Ayuk here on 2nd and 7. And so that was the first play. First passing attempt. Would have been a completion. Probably would have set up a first down or a short 3rd down. Instead, you've got 3rd and 7 here. Garoppolo senses the pressure, bails out of the pocket a little bit, finds the streaking Ayuk on the crosser. You see the double crossing routes here by the 49ers. It's a good play call here. McGlinchey here faces pressure, but he pushes the pressure inside. It was a nice stunt here. I do want to show you guys this. Look at the stunt here. You're going to see Daniel Brunskill's defender essentially go right into Jake Brendel, Jalen Phillips, leaving Christian Wilkins wide open. Garoppolo correctly goes to the outside. Good throw there for Brandon Ayuk. Sets up a first down. First down carry here. Not much there on that play. You see a Landon Roberts, the linebacker number 52, who is right there in the middle, is going to crush in and essentially kill that play. So that there essentially removes that play. 2nd and 9 for the 49ers. And Emiliano, I see your question. I will get to it in just a few minutes. Appreciate the question. Guys, if you have any questions, please make sure to drop it on the chat while I'm going forward. This one here, though, is a really nice play call, really nice execution. Why? let's look at the backdrop. So Christian McCaffrey here, you see the coverage. McCaffrey is in the backfield. He's automatically lined up here with this linebacker number 45. You see the shift in 45, meaning that that's the man-to-man coverage that they're going to be. This really sells it because Baker's going to go take over the middle of the field here. 45 is going to motion out with Christian McCaffrey immediately pre-snap. You understand this is the matchup you want. McCaffrey versus 45. The number one question, though, on this play is the overhang safety, Javon Holland, because Holland has the closing speed to kill this route if he's able to get over there. So what does Jimmy Garoppolo do? Garoppolo's going to look left. And then right after McCaffrey gets open, Garoppolo looks light. Look at that closing speed from Javon Holland. Even with the way that Garoppolo moves the safety with his eyes by looking left the entire way before throwing the ball, Holland is almost able to get there. This is a good job by Garoppolo and great implementation by Kyle Shanahan. Great play call. This immediately sets the 49ers up in scoring territory. First and 10 run here for McCaffrey. And this one goes for a short gain, but you're going to understand here why this should have gone for a bigger gain. Look at Mike McGlinchey on this play. McGlinchey here set up against 69, set up as number 69 there. Just can't sustain the block. You're going to see the hole this play creates. So, like I said, the Dolphins are aggressive. They have 6, 7, 8 guys along the line of scrimmage. But Daniel Brunskill clears out this guy. Jake Brendel clears out 98. This is going to be the hole right up the middle that potentially leads to a touchdown. However, Mike McGlinchey has to sustain this block here for Christian McCaffrey to hit that hole. McCaffrey can't, and that is the reason that McGlinchey can't. That's the reason that play is a 4-yard gain instead of a 30-yard or a 20-yard gain. It's the small irks in execution that really kill the play call, and then people blame the play calling there. That was a small execution error that really results in a smaller gain. And then here, in a way, is the bad on bad for the 49ers. I've talked about this topic before in previous film reviews. Poor execution there leads to a potential score being taken away. Then you've got to identify the coverage pre-snap. Garoppolo needs to see that with the safety backing up pre-snap, this is going to be the coverage. They're in zone cover, or they're in cover 2. You've got an overhead safety here, overhead safety here. This guy here is responsible for the flat route in Kyle Juszczyk. What does that mean? The 49ers run several routes in between the second and third level of the field. Brandon Ayuk is going to run this out route here. That's going to be well beneath this overhang safety who's trailing to where the second safety is. You're going to look at it. This guy correctly covers the flat route with Kyle Juszczyk. Ayuk now has this entire space. He's going to correctly do his job, cut at that 10-yard line, but Garoppolo does not identify that pre-snap. Instead, he's going to fire to his number 2 read. He looks Debo, looks George Kittle, and fires into double coverage on George Kittle here. And so that was an unfortunate play there that could have also resulted in some more yards overall. So that was one of the things that really led to another execution error, and that's a field goal. Regardless, it's a field goal. Perhaps the pressure on Jake Brendel does change it, but that was one of the errors there. So Garoppolo, unfortunately, does not get that one off. That's third down. And now here's the really unfortunate play that Garoppolo gets injured on. Having a really nice drive. Like that one play aside, Garoppolo has had a very nice drive. However, what did I say before? Miami's aggressive. They love the blitzes. Jerome Baker here, Javon Holland here. When you have this 7-man front against the 5-man front that the 49ers possess, this is going to be that cover 0 blitz. At least you have to anticipate the cover 0 blitz. What does that mean? You either hit the hot route or you have to throw this ball away. Garoppolo does not identify that blitz early enough. He doesn't notice this rusher early enough. That's why Garoppolo is stunned here when his hot route isn't available in Deebo Samuel, that he doesn't throw it away. Instead, he stumbles back and forth. That results in the sack and unfortunately results in the injury that will derail him for the remainder of the season. Now, I'm not blaming anything on Garoppolo. Don't get me wrong. I've already stated my thoughts. I really, really appreciate what Garoppolo has done this year. Unfortunately, that one execution error leads to the sack that forces the field goal there. 7-3. Drive number 2, Brock Purdy comes in. Here we go. Actually, before this drive starts, before we start seeing some Jordan Mason action, Emiliano here asks, why does Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason keep having okay to good games rushing, but CMC keeps struggling with yards per rush attempt? Is a rushing offense a problem or a CMC problem? To be honest, I think it's the defense's accounting for CMC. Not only do they understand he's a threat as a receiver, they want to crowd that box so that they can cover him well, but also get pressure if that run is there. They are worried about the threat that CMC brings. And also, his build is different than Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason. He's not necessarily as well suited to go between the tackles because he's not a guy that necessarily breaks tackles with power. He's a guy that's elusive, swift. He's a guy that can break tackles on the outside without a defender even touching you because he's so slippery. It's a difference in build between the running backs. So when you see the smaller gains, it's because of the yards after contact. CMC doesn't have as high of a yards after contact as either of the two running backs you mentioned, which is why those runs look more successful when they might not be as successful, or which is why the execution might be a little better in those cases. I'd like to see a better balance between CMC and Jordan Mason. I thought Jordan Mason had a fantastic game in this game, not only with the power but also with the vision, which I'll show later on. But I think that that's the thing. Also, I do think that because CMC has more volume, you'll see that there are a lot more whiffs on the runs that he has that could result in bigger gains and make this topic a non-starter. So that's also a situation that I think we do have to consider because he had 17 carries. I would say on 6 or 7 of them, there was a whiff by an offensive lineman, not the best run blocking game, like I said, that eliminates the potential of 4 or 5 more yards on that play, as opposed to this one, the yardage that he got. If he gets 4 or 5 more yards on 5 or 6 plays, that's 25 to 30 more yards. That is 90 yards on 17 carries, well above 5 yards. That's something that, we're talking about a lot more heavily than and saying CMC had an amazing game. So that's kind of what I attribute it to. I think this is a very good question, and I do think that Jordan Mason does deserve a little more carries, but I think that that's probably the reason why it's currently how the rushing offense is going. And Mariah, I really appreciate you hopping along here as well. Thank you for tuning in. Now, let's continue on here with Brock Purdy and the second drive of the offense. First carry here is to CMC. This is a good carry. I told you, the Dolphins are aggressive, and they really want to eliminate the run game. They're ninth. Coming into this game, they were ninth in run defense. I think they allowed 4.5 yards per carry. They wanted to eliminate the run game. And that's why I said coming into the game, the 49ers, the one way that they were going to win this game was establish the pass to set up the run. You needed a balanced attack, but the 49ers' forte comes in the passing game, not necessarily the running game this year, as different as that sounds from the Kyle Shanahan regime. So that's what I would probably say kind of attributed to some of these early run struggles. But you're going to see a really nice carry here from Christian McCaffrey. He identifies the small hole. And like I said, he's slippery. He's able to get to that second level without much contact and really get there, getting a nice gain. He understands that this whole year. Great job by Trent Williams. He had a couple of really nice blocks, had a couple of whiffs, but a couple of really nice blocks. This was one of them. And you're going to get a couple of yards there. And so that right there leads to a 3rd and 3. That's only 4 yards, but that's a really nice carry to set up 3rd and short. Understand that if you get 3 yards on first down, 4 yards on second down, that's 3rd and short. You're going to take that anytime. And while the yardage might not look perfect, you're going to take that anytime. I like the progression here from Brock Purdy. One thing I will say about Brock Purdy before we go on, eye manipulation. Brock Purdy had great eye manipulation in this game. His focus it was really, really what impressed me in this game. His poise there in obviously the pocket. Looks at first read, George Kittle coming, hits Christian McCaffrey. Easy 3rd down conversion for a 1st down here for Brock Purdy. Now comes Jordan Mason, and this is a really good run. And Emiliano, as a second part to your question, if Christian McCaffrey runs on this play, a lot of people aren't talking about how Christian McCaffrey had a poor game. Why? Half the time, it's really about the execution of the offensive line. Trent Williams is a phenomenal block on this play. Banks and Brendel combine on this interior defensive lineman. McGlinchey combines on this interior defensive lineman. And then Croft and Juszczyk, or at least Croft here, has the edge rusher, Jalen Phillips. You're going to leave the second edge rusher alone. Why? Because you want to run in between this hole. This is a great play here. Look how Williams is able to establish that block on this edge rusher here and create that major hole. If this is Christian McCaffrey, it's the exact same result. It's just the execution of the offensive line here. That's a 12-yard gain. Huge run from Jordan Mason. Good vision there by the rookie. That's what you see from a rookie, being able to identify the vision sooner than later and just being able to run downhill. Fake there. And this is Purdy's probably first poor play of the game. This is a bootleg. You're going to expect the pressure. Why? Because the edge rusher always sets the edge rushers are looking to set the edge. So they're there. They're waiting for that part of the play. You see Zach Seiler get after him. Purdy's got to be able to make that throw. He makes the throw a little later in the game, so you're going to see that. But Purdy's got to be able to make that throw. That leads to 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 2. That's got to be a throw he makes to the flat there. Incompletion to Deebo Samuel. Play action here, and Purdy lets it rip to Deebo Samuel. Now, I want to take away two things from a play like this. Don't want to keep pausing. Want to show you the back side of the play. 2nd and 10 this is. Purdy looking around, sees that the overhang safety, Javon Holland here. This is all about where Javon Holland goes. When Purdy looks this way, Javon Holland's going to take off with George Kittle. That leaves the open one-on-one. If this is Jimmy Garoppolo, this is probably a touchdown. If it's Trey Lance, it's probably a touchdown. Unfortunately, Purdy doesn't necessarily have the necessary arm strength. That's why that ball takes a while to get there. Defender's able to come and make a play on it. Didn't think that was a PI, but I like the trust of Kyle Shanahan to involve the deep shot still with Purdy and his arm strength. I like the trust for him to be able to throw on 2nd down, make the offense less predictable. You wondered, is Kyle Shanahan going to play conservative? Is the offense going to become more predictable in run-pass situations? What was it going to be? No. Kyle Shanahan really coached this game well and tailored this game to Purdy's strengths. Interesting play here. Obviously, Purdy kind of maneuvers, just throws a crossbody throw. Not necessarily a throw you always want him to make, but throws a crossbody throw, and you're going to get a PI out of it. I like this play call, though. I like rolling Purdy out. This was where he was comfortable at Iowa State. Now, you do want him to hit George Kittle right here, and George Kittle be able to run after the catch. Kittle was open. Kittle understood. I thought Kittle understood he was going to get the ball there. Probably want to hit George Kittle there, but it's a rookie. You're trying to improvise there. Fine with the result because obviously it did get a flag. Not sure if it was a PI, but it got the flag there. So now you get 1st and 10 here. McCaffrey, first run, and you see the explosion there. When the blocking is there, McCaffrey is going to be able to get you that strong gain. This is a 9-yard gain, similar to the one Jordan Mason had earlier in this game, just because Trent Williams and Aaron Banks do a great job here. You're going to see Williams and Banks converge on that guy. What does that mean? There's this huge hole. All that matters is Kyle Juszczyk gets to the edge. Good patience by McCaffrey. Gets to Bradley Chubb. Kyle Juszczyk, that is. McCaffrey, 9-yard gain. Leaves you with 2nd and 1 at the 6. Looking to get the first down here. McCaffrey gets another handoff. Goes right into it. And first down right there. Again, good seal-off. Gives you enough space to operate. McCaffrey's going to get 3 yards on the play. That's a first down. Got 1st and goal in the 3 here. I really like this play call here. I really do. You're going to see, what is Miami doing here? They're expecting you to run the football. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you've got Jerome Baker here lined up on Juszczyk, but he's the edge rusher because he's so far out. So on play actions, both edge rushers are going to stay put because they want to see what is the play call. They don't want to overcommit. They don't want to do one or the other, but look at how the defense plays this. You've got an overhang safety here. Absolutely no help on this side of the field. What does that mean? One-on-one, and you've got Kyle Juszczyk here. If this is a pass play, this is a 3-by-2. this is a favorable situation, meaning one player is automatically going to get open. And so this is a really good play call here from Kyle Shanahan. Fakes it, 3-2. Deebo Samuel kind of keeps a hold of this defensive back. Brandon Ayuk got a hold of this defensive back, and this is an easy, wide open throw to Kyle Juszczyk for a touchdown. Great play call, just making it simple for Brock Purdy. Purdy being able to execute. Good decision here by Brock Purdy. Easy. Touchdown. Niners 10-7. Uh-oh, don't want to send too fast. McCaffrey gets the handoff here, able to get a couple of yards on the play. You're going to see it. Offensive line goes one way. McCaffrey trying to get the hole that McGlinchey creates. Good 4-yard gain there. That's not much else that you can expect on a play like that. Again, just trying to set up easier second, third downs. That's the philosophy here. And then this play here is a interesting one. So Trent Williams here is on Zach Seiler. Banks here is on Melvin Ingram. Both are actually going to get pushed back. They're going to whiff on their, not whiff, but they're going to get pushed back on their blocks, leaving to a congested area. McCaffrey is already pretty much tackled or about to get tackled by Zach Seiler, and then Melvin Ingram trips him. That gives you a first down. 49ers catch a break there. Not really the most well executed, though. Purdy, first down throw, is going to be able to hit Brandon Ayuk there for the slant. Now, you can argue about the ball placement here. Slant, Ayuk's able to get separation. Purdy is able to hold the linebacker. Well, it's a good play call because Deebo Samuel here, his route holds the linebacker easy enough. If you get that ball in front of Ayuk, that's probably 5 more yards. Wasn't in front, gets a 6-yard gain. Completed the pass, though, so solid enough there. And now here's a McCaffrey run that almost gets the first down. But going back to the McCaffrey situation, this is one of those plays where it should have gotten more yards and a whiff happened. Look at Jake Brendel here. He's going to get beat here on this play. Oh, wait, not this play. My bad. 3rd and 2. This is the play. Couple of yards there. But Brendel is going to get whiffed here, and that's going to cause the TFL on CMC. Ooh. Brendel here, his responsibility is 94. What are the 49ers trying to do here? They're trying to take away this defender. Banks already pancakes his defender to the ground. You've got strongholds on these 3 defenders here. If you make this one block, you've got an advantage at every place because McCaffrey then is going to be able to hit this hole here between Brunskill and Brendel, and it's one-on-one against Javon Holland all the way. Unfortunately, Brendel whiffs. It's 3rd and 2, and McCaffrey's hold up. You can argue about the play call. Maybe it was too congested, you can argue. But if one block happens, it's one-on-one versus Javon Holland all the way because of the elusiveness that McCaffrey brings as a running back. Deebo Samuel's first carry here. Not much there. When you look at what happens here, keep an eye on Daniel Brunskill on this play. Overall, not much really going to happen. Offensive line not able to gain too much traction, not able to hold their ground as much. But Brunskill here is on Christian Wilkins. Wilkins is going to be able to, not Christian Wilkins. Brunskill here is on Zach Seiler. That was Mike McGlinchey. You're going to see, though, that Seiler is able to swipe away, and he's the one that makes the tackle. But regardless, not much traction there on the offensive line. Couldn't really move the Miami Dolphins defensive line. Leads for a 0-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 10 here. Pretty obvious passing situation. McCaffrey is going to get the target here. But when you look at this play, you look again, Brock Purdy here, clean pocket, can easily go through his progressions. Progression number 1 is Brandon Ayuk. The 49ers have run this play a lot where they have Ayuk slip between the two. The check down kind of weighs that. You have the linebacker. You essentially have to manipulate the linebacker a little bit, get that space. Ayuk's going to settle right in between that 2nd line of defense and the 3rd line of defense. This ball, in my opinion, should be ripped to Ayuk, but let's see when. That's where that pump fake is, right where Purdy gets off of Ayuk. I personally think he got off of Ayuk a little too early, and holding on to putting his eyes on Ayuk a little more after that pump fake is likely going to draw this defender. So if Ayuk doesn't end up becoming open, you have the check down and you're going to get more yards from the check down. Just thought Purdy got away from Ayuk a little too early on that play. Gives you a few less yards, and the potential for a first down is kind of killed there. Not mad because it's a completion, but could have gotten more yards on the play. Just the small little tidbits that you do want to see moving forward. Obviously, rookie's first game, you're not going to put too much sweat into it. But instead of a potential first down or a 3rd and short, going to set up a 3rd and 5 now here for Brock Purdy in the offense. And this play is just really well defended. When you look at it again, oh, my bad. When you look at it again, it seems like the 49ers might have something going. It's a 3-by-3 here. You've got 1, 2, 3, all in man coverage. Miami is sending a blitz. So if you're able to get one receiver open, this is likely going to be a good gain. Deebo Samuel is matched up in the slot here. You've got good separation on both sides here. So what is this? You're essentially going to have this route here come forward. Samuel trying to get to the flat, and you're trying to hit Samuel. It's like an elongated screen in a way. But number 27, I think that's Keon Crossan, just really well defended here. Sticks with Samuel the entire time. Samuel really just didn't have a good release. Just didn't fake inside, wasn't able to get much on it, and not a great route there overall. But that's the reason that play results in a punt rather than a first down. Didn't mind the play call, though, overall. Now, first down here, this is a throw I really like from Brock Purdy. This is a really good throw to Tyler Kroft here. We're going to look at one thing. Purdy's eyes right now are focused on Brandon Ayuk. This is progression 1, but Ayuk is clearly covered. It's going to be hard to fit that in. Now, watch that pump fake from Purdy. Look at Ayuk's defender right now. Ayuk's defender is eyeing Brock Purdy, seeing if he needs to cut off this route here from Tyler Kroft because obviously Kroft has a Landon Roberts beat. Now, Ayuk's defender faces away from guarding Ayuk to looking back at the ball, and that Purdy pump fake shifts the defender back. What does that mean? Wide open here on the corner. Great job there by Brock Purdy. That's what I talk about when I mean eye manipulation. He's able to He's just able to trust himself. You need to have real confidence in yourself to be able to have the ability to make those type of throws. And that was a great one there from Brock Purdy with great eye anticipation, obviously locking on there, pump fake, and then hitting the second route. Tyler Kroft working deep to short. Good job there by Brock Purdy. Jordan Mason back in the game, and he's going to get a carry here. And this is just a really nice run. Just a really fluid, nice run from Jordan Mason. You see the celebration thereafter. Mason here is going to just utilize his vision. He understands that Landon Roberts has outside leverage on Jake Brendel. All he needs from Brendel is for him to finish this block, and he have this passing lane because this is a good block here from Aaron Banks, a pancake. And so it's essentially, can this block be made? Look at that swift move. The trust, obviously, in Brendel. The good job by Brendel to secure that block. And Mason is off to the races. A nice run from Jordan Mason. Good execution there from the interior offensive lineman, Aaron Banks specifically, and Jake Brendel there to complete that play. Really nice run from Jordan Mason. The second down carry, Mason breaking a couple of tackles, able to get there. Another nice run overall from Jordan Mason. Second look at it, Banks with another pancake. That's able to free up that lane because Trent Williams holds the edge. Good play. 2nd and 3 here now. And this is just a nice play from the Dolphins. So the 49ers, notorious for running stunts. Look at 43 here, and I can't see the number. I'd assume 92, Zach Seiler. Look at what they do here. It looks like it's one-on-one on both sides. Seiler trying to do an outside move on Banks in between Williams, but it's a stunt instead. Now Seiler has inside leverage going into Brock Purdy, and Van Ginkel here is going to rush right to Purdy. Struggles to pick up the stunt there. Purdy, obviously, seeing that Van Ginkel's coming towards him on the inside, is going to flush out to the left side, and that is right into Zach Seiler. Sack. Just a good play call there by the Dolphins defense, understanding the situation. Unfortunately, the offensive lineman there can't pick up the stunt. Leads to 3rd and long now. Purdy sees Javon Holland there, able to get it off to Brandon Ayuk. And this is another nice play. We've seen this formation a couple of times now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That blitz package where the Dolphins go all out, have a seven blitzers in comparison to the 5 offensive linemen. Purdy understands he's gonna have a free rusher coming at him, and that's where the awareness in the pocket comes in. His pocket mobility is really nice, but the awareness in the pocket comes in, able to escape, and then just hits Brandon Ayuk on the corner route for a nice gain. It is short of the 6 on 4th and 4. It's short of the 6, but the 49ers are going to go for it, given that they're at the Dolphins 39. Really like the aggressiveness here from Kyle Shanahan, but unfortunately, Purdy throws the pick. Just not as good ball placement on the outside. Something he'll learn. He'll have to learn to maneuver with his level of arm strength. Obviously, not a strong pass, but you see Ayuk's got the outside leverage. It's really good coverage here from Xavier Howard, but Ayuk's got the outside here. Need that ball on the outside to give Ayuk a shot to have at it. Instead, it's inside leverage. It's low, not as high for Ayuk to high point it. Nice interception there by Xavier Howard. 49ers next drive here. Let's continue forward. My bad. Here we go. First play, Deebo Samuel, the screen. Dolphins were over it, but Deebo Samuel just does his magic. I mean, watching Deebo Samuel on some of these plays, yeah, has he had a regressing season this year? Yeah, a little bit. But overall, this has been a good job by Deebo Samuel in evading these tackles. Not the first time he has it. Look at this. He breaks this one tackle, then he's able to just go on a swivel, just change his direction, able to move and get like 7 yards out of a play that really they were going to lose 3 yards out of. A nice play there from Deebo Samuel. Just something you like to see from a player of his caliber. Now, Purdy's going to be able to get this one out. This is what you always worry about on the naked bootlegs, not on the naked bootlegs, on the play action, because you've got that edge setter. And so once that edge setter understands it's not a run, he's going to rush after the quarterback. Purdy, though, able to get that ball out. Fine there. Incompletion. Not much you can do there. Second down. Nice job again by Brock here. What I talk about in eye manipulation. Now, this is all about understanding where the defenders are. Purdy is immediately looking. So first he looks at the middle of the field. Second, he's going to look at the route that Ayuk runs. He's going to look at Ayuk, and then he's going to see that McCaffrey is open. Could he have flung that into Ayuk? Probably, but He gets Van Ginkel moving there. So that must have been a tough throw. You see the shift that Van Ginkel has when Purdy moves his eyes over here. And then he's able to hit Christian McCaffrey. Good read there. Gets Van Ginkel off of McCaffrey, gets the first down, and that's what the 49ers need really in that situation. McCaffrey back at it. First down here, but Christian Wilkins is able to blow it up. Leads to a 2nd and 10 here on the 35. And this is just a miss here from Brock Purdy. Open. Good a good route here from Brandon Ayuk working against Xavier Howard. It's once again that similar package that we saw when Garoppolo had threw to a double cover George Kittle. When you understand there's no safety help here, which means that Xavier Howard's got this entire back end of the field. He's already playing in soft coverage, which means if you're able to get that 10-yard out route, which Ayuk runs, you're going to have separation between the 2nd and 3rd level in this zone. So Purdy's just got to be able to hit this throw. But the good thing, we heard Ayuk say it yesterday. He said, Brock told me, hey, I sailed that one. I missed it. I'm going to keep feeding you the rock. And that's exactly what you want to hear from the quarterback who really hasn't had much experience yet. But after a poor throw, this is probably Purdy's best throw of the game. Where have we seen this before? I already told you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's that same 7 sorry, my bad, guys. 7 blitz package. You got the safety coming in. You've got the linebacker coming in. 7 blitz package for the 49ers. What does this mean? Purdy understands 3rd and 10. They're blitzing. He's got to get to his hot route. He understands he's going to get hit. They protect 5. Javon Holland backs out. They protect 5. This understands he's got to go to the hot read, though. Great throw here from Brock Purdy. And really, you're going to see the way that he goes through it. He's going through read number 1, understands the free rusher coming right at him, and just hits the hot route. This is a great job. Purdy understands exactly where he's going with this ball the entire way. The whole point of this play, Xavier Howard. He's got to move Xavier Howard off the middle of the field because he understands if he throws this with his arm strength, it's likely going to be deflected. He's got to move Xavier Howard off so that he can get George Kittle on his route. Howard turns this way. Purdy's able to throw that ball there. That fits it in right before Howard's able to get there. Great throw, great play. First down for the 49ers at a very crucial moment. That was on 3rd and 10. Now, this is followed by an incompletion here from Juwan Jennings. I think this is an error both on Purdy's side and Jennings' side. Now, Purdy does error here by throwing this a little far wide, but Juwan Jennings doesn't run at the end of the route. On that stick route, you're supposed to run towards the outside on that end of the route. Jennings doesn't keep running. That's on Jennings there a little bit. If he runs, he's got a chance to catch that ball. Needed to complete that route there by Juwan Jennings. But Shanahan does a good job. After the incompletion, get Purdy where he's most comfortable. Where is that? On the run. Just get him where he's most comfortable. Get the short route. Just get the short gain and have your receivers work after the catch. Juwan Jennings able to get to the outside and then makes a couple of guys miss. Really makes a 7-yard gain into like a 15-yard gain. A nice play there. 49ers already at the 27-yard line with 40 seconds left in the half. Quick hitter to Deebo Samuel. There was a clear pass interference there. Could you argue the ball was not catchable? Maybe, but defender clearly there before the ball came. Xavier Howard should get the pass interference called there. Leads to another first down. Now, I want to highlight this play. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 again. What does this mean? You've got a 2x2 here. You've got a 2x2. What do I mean by that? Christian McCaffrey, Juwan Jennings. Those are the 2. You've also got George Kittle here lined up against the safety, but the safety is in the middle of the field. On the inside of the numbers, or sorry, inside of the hash, he's playing inside. He's playing in the middle of the field. So if you get this ball out to the outside, George Kittle's going to be able to get there. The offensive line is going to be able to block because of the aggressiveness that the Miami Dolphins are playing with on this play. Great screen call, something you don't expect in a 2-minute drill. Great screen call. Why? Look at this. Kittle's able to seal off here on Christian McCaffrey's defender. That's going to create a huge hole, and it's just about the offensive lineman getting to the blockers then. Aaron Banks is able to seal off. Trent Williams gets to the safety. Just a great play. You get inside the 3-yard line there. Look at this. Boom. Quick hitter. Look at the amount of space, the amount of open space. That's just what Christian McCaffrey is able to do. But really, that's the genius of Kyle Shanahan, understanding the situation and the defense and just making it easy for his quarterback in Brock Purdy. So good play call there. You're going to run it on first down here because the 49ers did have a timeout. Give Christian McCaffrey the ball here. It is going to set up, I think, a 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. Yeah, 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line, 12 seconds, essentially enough time to get through this entire drive and kick a field goal if needed. You get 2 more plays with 12 seconds left. So, first play, this is actually a nice play, nice read by Brock Purdy going from right to left. Is going to be able to thread the needle here to McCaffrey. It's a tough catch. McCaffrey, though, drops the football. You're going to see him go through left, right, all the way through, and then finds McCaffrey at the end. This is a catchable ball. This is a great location. If he throws it on this side, it's deflected or picked. Threads the needle in between 3 defenders. McCaffrey just unable to come up with that football. Needed to catch that ball. But 49ers make up with it again. Now, look at this play design here. Dolphins, heavy coverage. You've got a 2-by-3 here. Purdy automatically knows this is not where you're throwing the football. When you don't have it, when you have the disadvantage in the red zone, you're not throwing the football here. Dolphins clearly trying to eliminate Deebo Samuel and Juwan Jennings here. 1-by-1 here, but then you've got the safety help. Safety help, though, is deep here. What does that mean? Juwan Jennings and George Kittle. Move Kittle on that side. No shape, which means one-on-one coverage here, one-on-one coverage here. That's going to leave the Christian McCaffrey, the flat route on a defensive lineman. That's exactly what you want here. And that's just a great play call for an easy touchdown. Great play call there from Kyle Shanahan. Really was impressed by the adjustments he made to simplify the game for Brock Purdy and get the 49ers in a favorable situation. That ended the first half there. A solid amount of play calls there overall. Now, first down. This one is one run that I will say I don't think McCaffrey made the right read, although I don't know if it would have gone for more. You see the cutback lane here. Linebacker's here. Linebacker's going to be able to get to McCaffrey if he takes this route. Outside leverage here. I think McCaffrey gets 4 yards if he's able to get this lane because Brunskill and Brendel both have that lane sealed off. McCaffrey, though, after analyzing that lane, chooses to go to the outside, and he's just wrapped up for no gain. I thought McCaffrey should have taken that route. Obviously, you do want that lane to be sealed up. That's probably the initial lane, but would have liked McCaffrey to take the cutback there, get 4 yards on that play. Second and goal here, play action. Just able to fire it to Kyle Juszczyk. It's on throws like these that you understand Purdy's strength isn't as high. It takes a while, obviously, to get there. But good read. Play action obviously gives Kyle Juszczyk a little bit of separation here, where you might anticipate that it is a run, a good route by Juszczyk, good throw by Purdy. You just need the third down and short. That's what you need, and that's what the 49ers here are going to get with this play. And this is just great eye manipulation again to set up the first down with Juwan Jennings. What do I mean by that? Purdy is going to look left. Why does he look left? This linebacker is the whole point of this play. If this linebacker shifts towards the middle, it's one-on-one with George Kittle. You're going to throw to George Kittle. But if this linebacker does what you want him to do, remember, Purdy is most comfortable when he is operating in the middle of the field. That's where he wants to throw because that's the part that neutralizes the limitations of his arm strength to the most caliber. So, with Purdy's eyes on here, guess what? This linebacker is going to be able to move. He's going to move this linebacker just a little bit, force that linebacker to settle instead of going back to his responsibility over the middle of the field at the hash, creates the separation. Jauan Jennings, easy throwing lane there for Purdy. You're going to see another angle here. Purdy's going to be he understands this ball is likely he wants to throw to Jauan Jennings, but he moves that linebacker there just a little bit. That's all he needed to move from here to here. That creates the open lane for Jennings. Somehow gets it past the deflecting arm of Zach Zeiler, and first down there on a third down conversion. Play action here, and this is a play where you do sense the rookie tendencies of Brock Purdy here. Aaron Banks is going to get beat on this play. You'll see it. Banks gets beat immediately on the move from Zach Zeiler. I think that was a swim move. But Purdy right here, this is where you want him to settle down, step up, and go through the progression. Because you've got Brandon Ayuk, who was open on the play after he ran his route. Deebo Samuel goes through this. But instead, when Williams is pushing his defender out, Purdy, unfortunately, tries to rely on the athleticism. This isn't like college ball. This is the NFL. Won't work here. Bradley Chubb runs him down. Deflection there from Brock Purdy. Second down play. Christian McCaffrey here able to get a couple of yards, setting down an easier third down. Let's see that third down. 3rd and 6 here. Purdy gonna try and make some magic again with his athleticism, but is sacked. I've got 2 issues here with this play. This is one of the first times that I wasn't happy with the play calling here with Kyle Shanahan. What did I say a little bit ago? Where is Purdy most comfortable? Those routes over the middle. Miami does not have a single defender over the middle here. They are playing man-to-man coverage. They're playing aggressive on this down. They're trying to get San Francisco, obviously, in a 3rd and 6 to try and force that punt. You've got a deep overhang safety. What is this? 15 yards down the field. He's going to backtrack down to 20 likely as the play starts. Right there. What did I say? 20. You want at least 1 in breaking route for Brock Purdy because that's where he's going to be most comfortable. Look at the route tree. You've got a 3x3 down here. You've got George Kittle in a 1-on-1 up there and Christian McCaffrey. Flat, out route, settle down here, out route, out route. Not really what you want. Jennings settles down. Not really the route concept that you want. It's super clogged because with Purdy's arm strength outside the numbers, this ball is going to be deflected wherever he throws it unless he's somehow able to fit it here and George Kittle able to get separation because it's clogged down here. Obviously, this is well short of the sticks. It's not going to be able to get a completion. So overall, this is just not a great route concept from Kyle Shanahan. But the second part is obviously Purdy here has to understand he can't spin around like that, can't run around like that, especially because what are the 49ers offensive line doing? They are doing a good job. This is a good job by Mike McGlinchey here. As much as you want to bash McGlinchey, he's going to get beat immediately, but recovers. Purdy needs to step up in the pocket. He cannot run outside and then do his offensive lineman a disservice. When he runs outside like this, he immediately puts Trent Williams in a poor position and then immediately puts Mike McGlinchey in a poor position. If McGlinchey has his defender this far back, this is a great job by Mike McGlinchey. Won't be seen. He might be considered in giving up the sack, but that is a great job by McGlinchey. Purdy needs to step up there, but I didn't like the route concept either. So an error on both ends there that kills that drive. Setting up a first down on the next play. Play action and a really nice throw from Purdy here to Deebo Samuel. Play action, obviously, what does that do? It's going to fool the linebackers, especially when they've been selling out against the run all game against Christian McCaffrey. Play action is going to pull both of these linebackers in. It's going to create a window here over the middle of the field to throw the football where those linebackers originally were. And this is a really nice throw. This is amazing defense here. I think this is Xavier Howard, but a really nice throw into the over the outstretched hands of Xavier Howard, and a first down here from Brock Purdy. That was a throw that Jimmy Garoppolo would attempt as well. So nice to see the similarities in the offense. Second down here, nice, just quick hitter to Brandon Ayuk. Again, I love the simplification of the offense to make sure it's tailored to Purdy and what Purdy can do. That's a good job, good adjustment here from Kyle Shanahan. Another example here, just a nice, simple slant after just to build on the momentum. Leads to a 2nd and 1, and 2nd and 1. You want to get that first down. Interesting play call here. You're going to give it to Kyle Juszczyk, but unfortunately can't get the first down. Why? You're going to look here on Daniel Brunskill, matched up against number 94, Christian Wilkins. Brunskill, just a poor first step, and really, that's just going to kill this play. Why? Because Brendel is able to push that guy out. Banks and Brendel are going to converge on this linebacker. This is going to be 7 yards if he's able to make this, if Brunskill is able to make that block. Look at this. This is a good picture here. You've got a good running hole either here or up the middle. Unfortunately, Christian Wilkins beats Daniel Brunskill. That kills it. That's what happens with some of these run plays. There are these whiffs that force 6-7 yard gains into 1 yard gains. Again, not the greatest performance from the offensive line in the running game today. I thought their pass protection was pretty solid. Not the greatest, though, in the running game today. But here's where you get the improvisation skills of Purdy. You wouldn't necessarily see Jimmy Garoppolo go out of the pocket. Again, I'm not trying to make a comparison. I'm just trying to showcase the differences that Purdy highlights. You wouldn't see Garoppolo likely go out of the pocket, but Purdy is able to extend that play, and just a nice soft floater pass, easy completion to Deebo Samuel there, creates the first down. Now, what happens? You get Jordan Mason back. Mason evaluates the hole, hits the hole, gets a good amount of yards. Doesn't hesitate at all. Got a good blocking here overall. Brunskill's able to move his guy. Brendel is able to hold his block enough, and a good first down carry of about 6 yards there. Second down, though, Mason trying to get something. Can't really. Why? Let's evaluate again. So, look at Mike McGlinchey here on this play. McGlinchey is going to he's in charge of the block on Christian Wilkins. Wilkins with the nice swift move, and Wilkins really is the one who blows this play up, because when you see it, there are two players really that are in the backfield immediately, Wilkins and Zach Zeiler. Zeiler killed Banks with that move all game long, and that really forces Jordan Mason into a different run that he wanted to have. Only a 1 yard gain, 2 whiffs on that play. On third down, Purdy able to get out of the pocket. And this is the one benefit, right, that you see from Purdy. The ability, he likes to be on the run. This is not bad by the offensive line. This is just another aggressive Miami play call. What happens? Linebacker blitz. Just a linebacker blitz. And McCaffrey's running a route. He's not going to chip. Purdy able to get out, hit McCaffrey. This is just a phenomenal play from Javon Holland. He ran from all the way to midfield to get that. 4th and 1. We all know what happens. Just a little quick QB sneak. You're going to get the first down there on that play. Purdy back with it. And this is the Deebo Samuel carry that just confounded so many people. Wow, myself included. Just how Deebo Samuel is able to do that. Just wow. That's just a phenomenal play. Once again, aggressiveness, right? When you see the runs, the linebackers have been crashing every time on the run. Obviously, the edge rusher, or not edge rusher, but Javon Holland, the safety, is there. His speed just beats Aaron Banks to the ball. And then the remainder of the defensive line is just going to converge. Somehow, Deebo Samuel saves that play from a 7-yard loss to a 4-yard loss. Pretty good stuff there from Deebo Samuel, leading to a 2nd and 14. Then, unfortunately, after a great play to try and bridge that 3rd and 14, pass to Deebo Samuel, just right off his hands. Have to catch that football. Might be a little in front, but you got to catch it, especially with where the defenders were on that play. 3rd and 14 then leads to a screen pass to Brandon Ayuk. Couple of moves, but not much traction there. That's going to result in a 4th down here. Just Miami collapsing all over that play. I told you, aggressive defense, and not much you can do. You don't want to get yourself out of field goal range in that situation. So, a good play call there. The 49ers did retain possession. I believe this was after the Tagovailoa interception. They retained possession here, and they're going to be able to get a chance to score. Jordan Mason gets the first carry, trying to find the hole, and then just runs downhill once he does. This is a toss. You normally see these for McCaffrey, not necessarily for Jordan Mason. Cool to see him get a toss here. Solid enough blocking. Deebo Samuel, if he holds up a little more, you might get more yards, but Samuel, not as much effort. That allows Jerome Baker to kind of get that first tackle, which Mason shrugs off, but obviously allows the defense to converge there on that play. Leads to a 2nd and medium, or 2nd and longish for the 49ers here with Brock Purdy. Quick hitter, Christian McCaffrey out of the slot. You see with the rotation that happens when McCaffrey goes out, man coverage, they move quick, and this is enough separation here. You also, Purdy, what's the first thing he senses? What are these linebackers doing? Because remember, in breaking routes, you got to be able to move the linebackers, but the linebackers are aggressive. This is the linebacker blitz that Purdy saw maybe a couple of plays ago. Purdy understands that, understands he might take a hit, just fires it in because that's the wide open area. Great play call there. Christian McCaffrey, to Christian McCaffrey. I don't think McCaffrey, though, held on to this player. He was down by contact. Yeah, nah, this was a bobble. Just a drop from Christian McCaffrey. But a good play by Purdy there. Receivers got to help out the rookie quarterback here. Expect, though, better results next week. 3rd and 5. Play fake there. Just a little dump off here to McCaffrey, who gets a couple of yards. Now, looking at the play progression, obviously Ayuk was the number 1. If this is Garoppolo, you likely whip this right over the middle to George Kittle. Purdy understands his limitations, though. Why? So the whole point of this play, it's a really good play call here from Kyle Shanahan. Why? You've got one-on-one with a cover 2 shell. So what do you want to do? You want this outside guy to erase this safety out. You want this outside guy to erase this safety, leaving a good bridge gap over the middle. And you place your number 1 tight end on linebackers then. See how this play goes. Number 1 read is Brandon Ayuk. That shifts number 21 just a little further from the seam. You're supposed to be able to fire this ball in. Purdy, though, not necessarily having the strongest arm. Don't know if that ball gets there before a defender gets hit. Obviously, Deebo Samuel occupying this. Would have been a nice play. Instead, Purdy sees that play, just dumps it off to Christian McCaffrey. And I believe this drive is going to just result in a field goal. Yeah. 49ers retain possession. At this point, the score was 17-23. Still a very vital part of this game. First down, you see the motion. You're seeing the movement from the 49ers, moving Deebo Samuel in, Christian McCaffrey out. Just a couple of movements and errant throw there from Brock Purdy. It's that same slant we see a lot between Purdy and Ayuk, Garoppolo and Ayuk, whoever it is. Just an errant throw. The footwork there. Not enough necessarily space. Why? Because Banks trying to anchor got pushed back by Zach Zeeler. Kind of irks Purdy a little bit. throw at the feet, wasn't able to step into that throw and get the requisite arm strength to put that throw on the money. Leads to a second down here. And this is a nice play here from Purdy to Deebo Samuel. I don't mind this check down at that stage. Why? Again, this is about the route tree that Kyle Shanahan possesses in a certain play. Cal Juszczyk's going to occupy the inland defender. You've got Christian McCaffrey, who obviously requires attention. You've got these two routes being out here. Deebo Samuel's the check down, but the check down is never a bad option. You obviously maybe want to hit one of these middle routes. That's where Purdy's looking, but he scrambles after seeing 77 fall free from Jake Brendel, and that's just going to have Deebo Samuel in space. Never a bad recipe for success. Taking a second look at it. Movement of the play, obviously. Then you have Brendel kind of get bull rushed, 77 moves, but it's enough time. I don't think that that's a poor rep from Brendel necessarily. It's enough time to get the ball out on a quick hitting play, and it sets up 3rd and 2. So a good situation here for the 49ers to potentially convert. Looking at it, Purdy, another nice throw. This is a tight window throw here to Deebo Samuel over the middle where the linebackers are converging. But what does he do? Again, eye manipulation is the entire story. 45 understands his main responsibility in this zone is Deebo Samuel. But 45 also has to look at what Purdy's doing. Purdy with patience here. He understands he wants to throw this ball to Deebo Samuel, understands he needs to get 45 off of him. So what does he do? He locks on to Deebo Samuel, waits for 45 to look back at him because 45 wasn't initially looking at him. Then he's going to wait for it. 45 looks back, but it's too late because Purdy already waved him off. Nice eye manipulation there, and it's just a good understanding of Deebo Samuel to get to the open space. First down run here from Mason, gets stuffed. Looking back at it. My bad. Banks here, just unable to seal his block on Zach Zeiler. Zach Zeiler had a really good game. Don't get me wrong. Zeiler had a really good game against the 49ers offensive line in this game. Was able to torment on the interior as an interior pass rusher and a run defender. Nice play from Zeiler. But once again, 49ers just able to get space and screen. When you see the aggressive look like you do here, you've got base formation, which means 3 linebackers, or a safety acting as a linebacker. Then you've got the 4 down aggression here. Just able to get the offensive line in space. They're playing a little softer. You get a good amount of yardage on the play. Sets up another 3rd and short, 3rd and 4 here for the 49ers. Much easier to convert than 3rd and 10. Purdy looking. Couldn't find anyone, but the defensive line does hit home there. You're going to see another stunt here. And this was between, so you saw on the left side before between Williams and Banks. You're going to see it between Brunskill and McGlinchey. Melvin Ingram, Jalen Phillips. Phillips able to hit McGlinchey to the ground, then get to Purdy, gets to the leg of Purdy. And that just results in a 3rd down incompletion and the 49ers having to punt. Most important drive, though, of the game comes here. 6 minutes left. You're up 6. You need to be able to hold the football, get traction on this drive. First down play to Deebo Samuel. Samuel able to maneuver a little bit, but them linebackers are fast. Them safeties are fast, man. They get there. You're going to see trying to create the hole. Samuel trying to run behind his main blocker, Trent Williams. Jerome Baker, though, gets there. No yards on the play. Those runs have been all right, but not as effective as you'd expect over the last few weeks. There have been different Deebo Samuel runs that have worked, just not that one. Purdy, though, able to get to Samuel here on the very next play. Samuel running a quick stick route, and Purdy able to get to Samuel. One thing the 49ers did, utilize Deebo Samuel out of the slot here a good amount with Purdy. What does that do? Well, obviously, like I said, Purdy likes to work in the middle of the field. Likes it's not that he doesn't like to throw outside the numbers, but middle of the field is where he's stronger. So get your top receiver in the slot where he has the inside outside combination. And you get a couple of plays there. Oh, this is one that I want to talk about. This is a really nice play design. What have we seen from the 49ers here? We've seen the QB sneak. We have seen the run to Juszczyk. We've also seen the handoff to McCaffrey in third and short situations end this game. We've seen all three. The Dolphins are automatically expecting run. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The only one is this one. They don't trust that Shanahan's going to trust Brock Purdy at all. This is a perfect play for play action. And this is a perfect play call here from Kyle Shanahan. Why? Look how many people sell out for the run. First, they understand Juszczyk ain't getting the ball because he's going to block, but that block makes them think that that run is happening. Look at 28 here. He's going to see that he's going to think that that run's happening. Same with Javon Holland, and same with, I forget the number here. Javon Holland and 21. Holland understands immediately he's made a mistake. This is I don't think it'd be a touchdown. I think Holland would run him down. Purdy, though, this is read number one. He's got to look here. I understand it's the backside. It's totally fine to hit George Kittle there, the conservative play, but Tyler Kroft was open on that play. Could have been a huge play. I don't think it'd be a touchdown, Matthew. I do think Holland likely runs him down, but a huge play opportunity there. And was in the peripheral of Purdy. Would have liked him to go deep to short like he normally has in the game. It's okay, though. First play, Mason trying to hit that hole on that right side. You're going to see the puller, Aaron Banks. You're going to try and see that hole between Banks and Brendel. Why? Because you're going to see here, yeah, right there, that hole between Banks and Brendel. Congested, though. Congested here. That's why Mason you see cut back. And the defensive lineman here, Jenkins, has outside leverage on Banks. That's why he's able to make that tackle. Just a good play there by the Miami defensive line to kind of secure the congestion there. Deebo Samuel gets the next carry, able to get to the edge, and I think able to get the first down on this play. Some nice blocking here. Good job here by Banks to secure this guy because Juszczyk was looking downfield, and then Williams comes and helps Banks out here. Juszczyk gets to the linebacker. That's the big block that you needed, and Deebo Samuel's able to get that first. Was a little disappointed he was a little disappointed, let me say. He couldn't get that touchdown, but a nice play. And then a huge hole here for Christian McCaffrey. Just a really nice cut back, good vision, and a good play overall. Why did this hole originate? Look at the left side of the offensive line. This is all about Trent Williams. The 49ers have a lot of trust in Trent Williams. You secure the edge here, and then Banks and Brendel. We saw this run earlier on a big play for Jordan Mason. You've got to secure the edge here. It's one-on-one with Williams. If Williams can get his guy to the left side, that creates this hole, and Banks and Brendel do the rest. Brendel able to get to the second level. Good job by Banks holding his block. Williams with the pancake, and that's just an easy play opportunity here. McCaffrey trusting his speed against the cornerback, goes towards the outside instead of the inside where Charlie Warner was, and gets a huge play to the 11-yard line. Remember, the 49ers are up 6 at this point. They need a score here to essentially put away this game with a 2-score game. First down run here, McCaffrey is very congested. You're going to look at just the amount of bodies here. Williams, Banks both push back. Could you have seen a cutback lane? Potentially, but McCaffrey trying to follow his blockers, really trying to see if something originates. Nothing originates there, though, and the backside players are able to get to him. 2nd and 13 here. And then the fake, but unfortunately, Purdy is sacked there. Just a really good discipline from a good player in Bradley Chubb. Obviously, the fake, you do want Purdy to try and get that ball out, but not enough time. Immediately sacked. So 3rd and 21. Again, at this point, you're looking to just run the football and get that clock moving. Nice play here from Deebo Samuel to essentially get that ball inside the 10 once again. Everyone's going to expect the run, but the offensive line shifts. Good block. Deebo Samuel just has to get past one defender in Bradley Chubb, and he is able to do that. His elusiveness able to get him there, but like you saw before, that one block by George Kittle was a block in the back, I believe, on Bradley Chubb. That's the reason that this play now ends up being a 3rd and 31. You're going to run the football again. Jenkins able to shed his block here. He is working, I believe, against Banks. Just able to put Banks on the ground and able to break away that play. The reason that is a little unfortunate for the 49ers, you want as much depth on that play as possible because this is a long field goal for Robbie Gould. You want as much as possible, but Robbie Gould kicked the field goal. Then we know the 49ers scored a touchdown, and that is how the game ended. So, guys, I really appreciate everybody in for the film review. It was obviously really fun chopping up the film, seeing what really resulted for the offense to have success, seeing where some of the flaws are to work for next week. But I appreciate every single one of you with your comments and coming in and really sharing some support. Did want to give a shout out to Cowboy Angel or Angel, if that's how you pronounce it, for coming in as well. I did see your comments earlier. Appreciate all the support. But we'll be back soon with another video. From then, until next time.